A lot of reaction from college students to President Obama's plan to help them deal with school debt. A lot of people are excited. Others want to wait and see how it all plays out. Now, while in Denver, the president pointed out that he and the First Lady were paying off loans at a time when they should have been saving for their own daughters' educations. Joe Krier, president of Krier Wealth Management, here on the morning show to talk about the plan, whether it is a viable plan, is it enough at this time, and are there politics at play? So, Joe, first let's talk about the nuts and bolts here. Let's talk about the plan itself.
Yeah, well, 43% of college students are coming out and they're not getting a job. They're moving back in with mom and dad. So, this is a problem that's a lot bigger than just debt. It's kids coming out of college and no way to pay those bills. So he's kind of acknowledging that, hey, this burden is out there and there's really no way to solve it. If you don't have income, you can't pay your student loans. And they're kind of approaching it saying, all right, let's give these kids a little bit of an advantage. The big thing is that they're able to consolidate their plans here and bring things together.
Cents, we're talking about a savings like on a monthly basis of what?
Well, the best estimates are about $200 per student, because what they're doing is essentially lowering the interest rate by 0.5% and cleaning it up. So if you've got 3 loans out there and you're paying fees and interest, the idea is to smash that down into one with just a nice fixed rate and simplify their life.
And their loans would be forgiven after 20 years?
Yes, and can't say that anybody really knows exactly what that means. I'd love to have my home mortgage forgiven after 20 years, but there's a lot of debt that has been floating out there, and I've got a number of clients, physicians in particular, that had so much debt that they've strung it out as long as they could, and now they're able to do some restructuring there.
Here's the reality. College tuition in the past year, up 8%. Over the past 4 decades, over the past 30 years, it's quadrupled.
Yes.
Okay, so quadrupled over the past 30 years. How much of this is going to be a viable way to make a dent in the debt, and how much of it is politics?
I think almost none of it will put a dent in the debt. I think politics is huge, but I also think that the inflation we've seen in a college education is bound to come down. This is a tough economy, and universities all over the country are making cuts all over the place. So it would be nice to think that, things are going to at least plateau a little bit here, and we won't see, the price of a college education doubling or tripling the regular inflation rate.
Article in the New York Daily News this morning, and basically it poses the question, too little, too late for recent grads? What do you think the answer is?
I think not. I mean, we're going to help these kids out. That's our future. We need, a generation of educated kids to be able to compete on a global basis. So we're going to find ways to help them. We've got to kind of milk them along through this tough patch in the economy, and then let's get them in here with you and me making some money.
Let's get back to the whole college student issue. If you look at Occupy Wall Street, there are a lot of college students out there. They're going activists like they did back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's a big part of this. President Obama's no dummy. He sees that this thing is picking up a little bit of steam here, and if they get a unified message, you're going to see an awful lot of kids. They're the ones that do the protesting, so kind of approaching them and saying, hey, I'm on the same side of the table with you, and all those Republican candidates over there are the ones making it worse. He's really setting this up well.
He's going after a voting block is what he's doing.
Yes.
Joe Krier, Krier Financial. Good to have you here. 720. Appreciate it, my friend.